Hi, so this is Miss Douglas doing the first of possibly many, hopefully many, grammar flipped lessons for you. Maybe not flipped lessons, but definitely helpful reminders and guidance for your grammar study in English 1 Honors, which is going to be done primarily through No Red Ink. So you start doing No Red Ink. We will have spoken about this in class already by the time you get to this video. But on Tuesdays, they are Tuition Tuesdays. So we're doing vocab, we're doing grammar, we're revisiting your summer study of Strunk and White, and we're talking about our articles of the week. So your very first grammar assignment, I did try to line everything up with your summer Strunk and White study, but you know, some of that isn't as easy to computerize, essentially. But I also was thinking that Strunk and White book spoke in grammatical terms, which makes sense for me because I'm an English teacher. But if you haven't directly studied grammar a lot, then knowing that a comma, separates dependent clauses, or how a semicolon is used to separate independent clauses. If you don't know what a clause is or an independent clause, then you're kind of lost. So we just wanted to go backwards a little bit through No Red Ink and make sure that everybody is on the same page. So if you know this stuff, it might be a bit of a review, which is very helpful and isn't going to kill you. And then for those of you who needed us to fill in these holes, you're welcome. So that first assignment is called week 2, and I know that's confusing because as you can see there's no week 1, but it corresponds with the dates, right? So week 1 is kind of a weird calendar. First couple of days of school were sort of a half calendar, half week. So week 1 starts on 8/29, and then week 2 is that 4-day week with Labor Day. So I named the assignments to match with the weeks of the school year. So the first assignment is, it'll open up for you on September 6th, and then you have until the 13th to complete it. So that's a Tuesday to Tuesday, and you can see it says till 7 a.m. That's in that worst case scenario you forget to do it and maybe you wake up at 5 a.m. to do it. Don't do that, though. That's no way to learn anything. These assignments are each worth 25 points, and they're adaptive. So depending on whether you get an answer right or wrong, the next question will be either harder or easier, depending on if you need review or not. So the first week is on basic identifying parts of speech. So the topics and this is the teacher screen, so your screen won't look like this. But the topics you're going to be talking about are concrete nouns, common nouns, verbs, and then specifically action verbs. It's 25 points, 5 topics, and I think it's 4 questions per topic. So it says 25 minutes to 50 minutes, and that's based on, again, how well you know it. If you get answers wrong, it's going to go backwards to reteach you. So give yourself an hour to do these assignments. Please don't rush them. This, like I said, this is the majority of our grammar study for the class, and last year we started using it, and students really liked the program, and it, took the drudgery out of what can often be, a drudge, which is grammar study. So one of the first topics is nouns and pronouns. So just wanted to give you a super quick refresher on the topics you'll be looking at. Oh, I'm sorry, it's actually just nouns. This presentation, this slideshow has nouns and pronouns, but we're just going to talk about nouns. So hopefully everyone remembers that a noun is a person, place, or thing. That's what you learn in the 2nd grade, maybe before that. We often forget, though, that ideas are parts of nouns, or ideas are nouns as well. So, for example, girl, Detroit, movie, freedom, which is an idea, snail, those are all nouns. And then nouns can be further categorized into specific groups. So you have a common noun, and that's just a general noun that, and the big clue that you're dealing with a common noun is that it starts with a lowercase letter. So a city, a girl, a song. So it's not a specific song, it's just a song. You heard a song. Proper nouns, the clue that it's proper noun is that it starts with a capital letter. And that names a specific person, place, thing, or idea. So for example, instead of just city, which would be a common noun, it's Detroit. Instead of girl, it's Sally. And instead of song, it's wrecking ball. And then possessive nouns show ownership. So that's going to be any noun that has this apostrophe S or some form of that shows possession, right? But if you're talking about the girl's lovely hat, you would have to use that apostrophe S to indicate that the hat belongs to the girl. And then some other types of nouns that the No Red Ink assignment will ask you about are illustrated by this slide that looks like a Venn diagram that failed. They don't intersect at all. So on the left there, we have pony, girl, book, tree, and car. And on the right, we have trust, happiness, knowledge, health, and love. So hopefully right away, you notice that on the left, those are all things that we can perceive with our senses. So they can be touched and seen and smelled, tasted, though I feel like, licking a pony's ear probably wouldn't be very pleasant. So those are called concrete nouns, things that you can perceive with your five senses. And then trust, happiness, knowledge, health, and love, those are not things that we can perceive with our senses. So the picture here has this smiling young girl here to indicate happiness. And so someone might say, no, but you can see happiness. But that's actually not true, right? Because we're seeing a smile. That's what you're seeing. And we typically associate that with happiness. But we all know that sometimes we smile when we're not happy. So there's nothing. So, when you're seeing, you can't see love. You can see people holding each other in a loving embrace. But what the concrete noun there is, the embrace, the touch. It's not the love. You're not seeing that specifically. So these are all abstract nouns, and these are concrete nouns. Just to further hammer that in, concrete nouns, like it says, nouns that you can taste, touch, hear, smell, and see. And there's a few more examples there. And then abstract nouns. We have bravery, anger, childhood, friendship. And then this one, which is interesting, it says favorite. So favorite's one of those words that fits into a couple of categories, right? It can be an adjective. So I can say my favorite food is pizza. So favorite is giving us information about the noun food, and therefore it's an adjective. But in this case, you can just say, if you see a picture of pizza and you can say, that's my favorite. In that case, that's a noun. And it's an abstract noun because we don't know what favorite, you can't perceive favorite, right? If you need more review on nouns in general, because there are actually a couple more categories that I didn't share with you, this is a really good website that goes through, perhaps in a more academic way than I did, all the different types of nouns. So common nouns, proper nouns, compound nouns, countable nouns, uncountable nouns, all of these. There's tons of them. And this handy little chart here. So this slideshow, without me talking over it, will be on my website. And here under, this is my website. On the side here, you can get flipped lessons and other documents, and you'll see both the video of me talking and then also this slideshow so that you can get access to all of this information and review it, as well as get access to this hyperlink. So that is nouns, and we'll come back to this in a bit for pronouns, and but actually right now I'm going to move on to verbs because that is part of your Week 2 grammar lesson.